What is the right time to start preparing for the optional subject? What are the criteria that one should follow if one has to choose any optional subject? Is there any subject which is favorite of UPSC or which is going to give success to the students easily? Hello and welcome to UPSC Preparation Simplified, an initiative which is actually helping you in terms of taking the right decisions for the UPSC examination. Today we are going to talk about a very important issue. Let me set the agenda for the same. We are going to talk about optional subjects. Now Rahul IAS is conducting live online counseling session on 17th from our Bengaluru center and 18th and 19th from our Delhi centers. And for this particular purpose, we will be talking to Mr. Mangal sir as well, who will be guiding us through in terms of what are the things for which you should pay attention while preparing for the optional. Now set the purpose as well. So 17th we'll be conducting live online counseling session from Bangalore center for the subject of history, geography, public administration and sociology. When we are talking about the sessions for Delhi Center, they will be conducted on 18th and 19th of July, and these will be for 8 different subjects, which includes anthropology, economics, history, geography, psychology, public administration, political science and sociology. Now in this context, we will be talking to Mangal sir and we will try to identify what kind of problems that students normally face while choosing for the optional. So the first question, Mangal sir, what is the right time to start preparing for the optional subject?
So what we often see in terms of UPSC preparation when the aspirants are preparing for the examination, they tend to over-focus only on the prelims examination at times because that is the most dreaded part of the preparation phase for every aspirant, I would say, because the CSAT is getting tougher, the papers are becoming tougher every year. But you see, if any aspirant who is appearing in the examination of 2023 and still 1 year is left, so I think this is the right time to start with the optional preparation because it is June right now. And in the next 5 to 6 months, you'll be able to cover every detail of the optional subject because you see the demand of the optional subjects is very different as compared to the general studies. The demand is more in-depth. You need to understand the point of views of different thinkers. You need to quote them at times in the answers also. And you need to give criticism which is very informed, or you can say an opinion which is sounding similar to the experts of that particular subject, which is not the case in case of general studies. You need to have a generic understanding of any particular issue. That is why this is going to take a lot of time to master this particular art of understanding any particular optional and exactly what UPSC is expecting from you in the optional subject. Plus, if you look at the time period that is available, so next 6 months, if you focus on that, and after this period after the December, in the next 6 months, even if you are preparing for the prelims, you will have an edge over those aspirants who only focus on the prelims and then they are starting for the optional preparation, or they have half-heartedly done the optional preparation and then they are starting for the mains examination. So that will be the edge for those students who start right away.
Very well put, Mangal sir. Now moving forward, there are people who are looking for the criteria as well. What are the criteria that one should follow if one has to choose any optional subject?
I think this is the biggest and the most difficult questions we have come across during our preparation times, and still we are getting a lot of queries and questions from different aspirants who are preparing for the examination. But as far as the criteria, if we try to delineate it very carefully, first of course is your background of graduation that you have done in a particular subject. For example, there will be students who are from engineering background, there will be students from humanities background, commerce background. So it is at times suggested that you choose optional based on your background. However, we see these days that all students are choosing optionals, or I would say majority of the aspirants are choosing optionals which are not from their background of graduation. That is primarily because they have interest in that particular subject. Also at times there are subjects which have overlapping syllabus with the general studies. So as far as if you ask me what would be the best criteria to pick up the optional subject, I would suggest it is the interest that takes precedence over anything else, that is if your background or its overlap with the general studies. It is the interest because you need to spend a lot of time for preparing the optional, and if you lose interest midway, you are going to lose track of your preparation. So the first criteria is interest, and the best way to develop the interest is to interact with the teachers, and we are organizing the counseling sessions. So the aspirants have this opportunity of interacting with the teachers of different subjects, 8 in Delhi, 4 in Bangalore. So they can always interact, get their queries resolved, what are the challenges in preparing any particular optional, and what are the strengths and how they can easily master their queries related to these options, I would say.
I think one of the analogy we were actually discussing before this discussion got recorded is that optional is choosing an optional is like choosing a person for marriage as well.
Yes, of course.
And you have to have that kind of a correlation and understanding with that subject, and that can be mastered only through the right kind of discussion. That is why we are conducting counseling sessions with our teachers, so they can reach out to our students. They can reach out to our teachers and ultimately get the best guidance in terms of choosing the right subject.
Yes.
So Mangal sir, now the third question, which is very important in the entire episode: is there any subject which is favorite of UPSC or which is going to give success to the students easily?
I think this is a kind of myth that is going on in the minds of the aspirants, because that has been floated by various previous aspirants also sometimes. But if you look at the result of every year, you pick up any year of the UPSC result, you will find toppers from different subjects.
Of course.
That is not the criteria that UPSC has been following, that all the top 10 or top 20 or top 100 toppers will be from a particular subject, or majority of them will be from a particular subject. You can see the kind of diversity in the top 100 ranks, or even in the full list of the UPSC, you will find toppers getting selected from different options.
Of course.
So that is why this thing should be overcome with your interest, because if you have interest, you will master that subject no matter what UPSC is doing with that particular subject, because that is not the criteria. We easily see that the topper of 2018-19, they had some of them had mathematics, so the others had different other optionals. So there are different options that you can choose, but the only criteria is your optional, without taking into account the myths that are going on regarding different subjects, that this is more so successful or the other one is not so successful. So this is, I think, a wrong criteria to take to keep into account while choosing any option.
Now moving forward, Mangal sir, now when students are attending these counseling sessions which are conducted on 17th, 18th and 19th, what these students should normally do, or how they can actually maximize the benefit of these counseling sessions?
I think it is one of the very good initiatives that has started, that the counseling is being provided for all the subjects that are floated for the option subject. For example, there are 8 in Delhi, there are 4 in Bangalore. Students at a primary level will be able to delineate the subjects of their interest. Let's say out of the 8 subjects, they have interest in any particular 2 or 3 subjects. So the best thing that any particular student can do at this point of time is they can attend the session, they can interact with the teacher, get their queries and concerns resolved, identify, you can always talk to the teacher, interact with them, you can understand the demand of the subject, how much time you will have to devote, or what are the different difficult parts and how that teacher is going to handle that. So you have this opportunity of interacting that. And I think the subject matter experts are the best ones to tell you that what is the demand of any particular subject, and you have a great opportunity to utilize this at this point of time, I guess.
I think you have beautifully summed it so well. So it is our request to all of you who are preparing for the UPSC examination in a serious manner, do not leave your attempt to chance, and you have to plan this attempt very wisely. And in this context, these counseling sessions of optional subject on 17th, 18th and 19th are going to be very important for you. Make a conscious choice, make an informed choice, and ultimately make the choice that you want to achieve in the coming examination. From the entire team of Rahul IAS, we wish you all the very best. Take very good care of yourself.